Hello friends and welcome to another video lesson from DBO Stuff. If you haven't subscribed yet, please click subscribe and click the bell so that you can be notified of new uploads. This video is in the playlist called Linux Tutorial, and here we'll be learning about VI insert mode commands. So in the previous videos, if you were following, we have been covering the commands and the concepts around VI. VI is not just a command, although it is a command, but it is the default text editor of Linux as well as of Unix, of course. Before that, I'll be pasting in here. These are the commands that I'll be covering in this video. It is what you need. Actually, you can survive even if you work for 30 years in Linux, Unix, you can survive just knowing two of these commands, the lowercase I and the lowercase a. Anyway, we have these four over here. So on the left, you have the command itself, and to the right is the meaning of that or what it does. So the lowercase I allows you to insert text before the cursor. Uppercase I allows you to insert text at the beginning of the current line. Lowercase a lets you append text after the cursor, and uppercase a lets you append text at the end of the current line. Okay, so let me just open up a text file which I have so that we can practice these commands. Okay, so remember from my previous video, if you enter a file after using the VI command, which is VI space file name, it opens the file in command mode. So there are three modes, if you remember. Insert mode, which allows you to enter text. Command mode, which waits for you to give some commands, VI commands that is. And there's a last line mode. Okay, so right now we are in command mode. So that means I cannot readily enter text in here. So if you remember the four commands I've shown, we will cover them one by one. So the first one I'm going to cover is the lowercase I, which makes me or lets me insert text before the cursor. So if you're not sure where the cursor is, it's the first thing you're gonna have to find out. You can move your arrow key, maybe my right arrow key, I'll move it so that you will see. So the cursor in this case is a vertical bar. I don't know, it may appear slightly different from your end, but anyway, try to move your arrow key to the left or right to just find out where the cursor is, okay? Let's just say we're in here and I want to insert text. So the first option we're going to learn is the escape, the lowercase I. Remember, we're in command mode already, so I don't have to press escape, which allows me to go to command mode. I'm in command mode, so I'll just enter or type the lowercase I. When I do that, notice at the bottom of the screen that you will see the uppercase word insert, meaning we're now into insert. We're in insert mode now, which will allow me to enter text. So I can, in this case, because I chose lowercase I, it will allow me to enter text to the left or before the position of the cursor. So if I do this, everything is happening are being entered to the left of the vertical bar. Okay, I hope you see what I am talking about. I don't know if I point the mouse, will it be able to, you'll be able to see it. So anyway, if you look at the vertical bar, that's the cursor, and the text that I've entered have been entered all to the left of the cursor. Okay, so let me go to the next command, which is the uppercase I, which allows us to insert text at the beginning of the current line. So right now we're in insert mode, I've told you that. And you look at the bottom, the word insert is there. So if we want to use a different insert command, remember it's a command, we have to go to the command mode. So to do going to the command mode, you press the escape key. So I have already pressed the escape key. You can see that the insert word at the bottom has disappeared. That means we're no longer in insert mode, we're now in command mode. So at the same time, when I did that, you will notice that maybe it's not obvious to you, but the cursor should now have moved to the beginning of the current line. So that when okay, sorry, escape, sorry, yeah, escape, I'll undo this. So we are in command mode, and if we wanna insert text at the beginning of the current line, we will say escape, but also Shift I. Shift I to type a capital I or uppercase I. And when I did that, notice that the cursor went all the way to the beginning of the current line. If you see, it is now at the beginning of the current line, right beside the word head and tail. Okay, so that's because I pressed escape uppercase I. And now I can freely just type in here whatever I want to type. Okay, but notice that when I press uppercase I, once I was in command mode, if I were not, then I should have first pressed escape. Once you're in command mode, you can press uppercase I or shift I. Then the cursor went all the way to the beginning of the current line. Okay, so that's what the second command is doing. Now we go to the third command, which is lowercase a, which is allowing us to append, it allows us to append text after the cursor. So again, let me just walk you through. I'll move the cursor around so you'll see where it is. So it's somewhere here. Now, what the next command I'm gonna be using and we'll be learning is the lowercase a, which allows us to append text after the cursor. So if let's say I'm here, okay, if I do now escape and then a, see, it goes to it lets me append text after the cursor. Okay, let me just do it. Escape A. You can see the cursor shifted one position to the right. And then I can type whatever it is I want to type. Right? So again, lowercase a, it lets us append text after the cursor position. Okay? Next is the uppercase A. So the uppercase A is one of those commands again. Remember we are covering insert mode commands. So within VI. And the uppercase A allows us to append text at the end of the current line. The keyword here is at the end of the current line. So currently we are in command mode, okay? Now, if I will, since we're in command mode, I don't have to press escape anymore. I can just straight away press capital A, which is Shift A. And what will happen is the cursor should go to the end of the line. Okay? If you look at the vertical bar, which is the cursor, it has now moved to the end of the current line. That's because that's the effect of me pressing escape shift A. Or if I'm already in command mode, no need for the escape key. I can just press shift A to enter capital A. And it goes to the end of the line and will allow me to enter text here. Okay, so right. So uppercase A, it allows me to append text at the end of the current line. Okay, I'll quit this and let's go back to the four commands that we have covered so far. Okay, so I mean for this video. So again, we have here lowercase a, inserting text before the cursor, and then the rest. But I'm telling you, with a straight face, I can tell you very confidently that even if you work 30 years in Linux, you can be content and can survive just knowing these two, lowercase I and lowercase a. It is up to you if you want to learn the other options. There could be two more, like I think lowercase o and uppercase o, but those are just bells and whistles, and you can really just survive with the lowercase I and the lowercase a, which is giving you two options when entering text, whether you want it to enter text before the cursor or after the cursor. Thank you for watching and listening. If you haven't subscribed, then please subscribe, and I'll be seeing you in the next video.